Hello, hello. God bless you. Uh, God bless you. God keep you. Honor to be here one more time doing a live for those who are on Facebook. I just want to apologize. I've been doing a lot of posting. I haven't stopped preaching, but as far as the lives have been far and few. And for that, I do apologize. I haven't stopped preaching though. So if you really want to see my content, please just go to YouTube and search for Elder Brad Ramsey. Elder Brad Ramsey. All my stuff will come up. Just subscribe, and you can catch up with everything that we've been talking about and preaching about lately. Now, tonight is a special night because I'm dealing with a new series on purpose, dealing with purpose, and it's called Embracing My Reality. Embracing My Reality. And tonight's subject is simply this: don't be afraid to be first. Don't be afraid to be first. We're in a new series called Embracing My Reality. And tonight's subject is simply this: don't be afraid to be the first. The first. Don't be afraid to be the first. And so we want to, and the basis of our scripture is coming out of John the 15th chapter. John the 15th chapter, Jesus is talking to his disciples, and this is the realest and the most plainest way he's spoken ever since he began his ministry. Throughout his ministry, he's spoken and taught with authority, but around most people, the best way he taught was in parables. And so he's talking to the 12. He's giving them instructions, and he's teaching them in many ways the very keys to success. And he's teaching them keys to success in this. And what he said in John 15, he basically told them without telling them. And I thought this particular thought can oftentimes get misconstrued, and as far as not what he said, but how he said what he said. When he says like you cannot produce, or you can do nothing on your own, but you can do all things through me. And oftentimes we've quoted this particular scripture when the scriptures say, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. This is so true. The same thing is literally being said over and over from different people out of different texts. And Jesus is very plain in this particular text when he says, and I quote out of John the 15th chapter, he's basically saying, he says this: I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purges it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, and I in you. As a branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He says it again: he that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing. So anytime the Bible, for all Bible scholars know, anytime God repeats himself, this is very important. For he said in Joshua, don't be afraid. He said that like 3 or 4 times before, while giving him instructions to go and take forth or capture and fight for the promised land. And so anytime it comes to your promise, anytime he's giving forth instructions as for what the next step requires, we must understand that that this is very important. When he repeats himself, he said, you can do nothing on your own. And so he's not saying that vindictively. He's not trying to discourage us, but he simply wants us to embrace the reality. Look at and accept and embrace the reality. And a lot of times we look at our reality, but and a lot of times we don't really accept our reality, because when it comes to reality, when it comes to our reality, it consists of the good, the bad, and the ugly. The root word of reality is real. And so when we think about reality, we look at the good things and the negative things. We look at our weaknesses. We see things for what it is. And God is saying, like, look at your reality and accept it. Accept your reality. It's cool not to be enough. It's good that you realize that, hey, I'm not good at this particular thing, or I'm not great in this particular area. Because the more and more we realize what we're not good at, or where we're falling short in, that gives us the opportunity to become better and stronger at those things. But when we look at our reality and compare it, or put it beside what God is requiring from us, then and only then we truly realize that, hey, in order for me to accomplish everything that God requires of me, I have to abide in him. I have to be with him. I have to be with him. I have to establish this relationship. I have to establish this camaraderie. I can't do this without him. And so if you look at everybody that God used in a major way, from Abraham to Isaac, Jacob, to Moses, you know what I'm saying? They all, especially Moses. Moses was the one that realized that, hey, God, I hear you. I understand what you're calling me to do, but like, I don't have the capability of doing it on my own. And so anytime it comes to what God requires out of me, embracing my reality is very important. God doesn't, and like, ooh, God, I hear you. A lot of times when it comes to embracing your reality, it's not to discourage you. It's not to for you to question God, why did God call me into this particular area when I am not that good at it? I'm not that great in this particular area. I'm not that skilled in that particular area. But God usually don't call people who are skilled, but he uses your reality as an advantage for your future. I'm going to say that again. God uses your reality as an advantage of your future, because there's some things that you went through in your past. There's some things that you've gone through in your past that the reality is, although you may not be skilled right now in the things that you may need to know in the future, but you already have access to some things in your past that God is calling you back to. For example, Moses, God called Moses to go back to Egypt and tell Pharaoh to let his people go. Moses' excuse as to why he couldn't do what God called him to do was his speech impediment. He said, God, I can't talk well. So what you require me to do, I can't do. Why? Because I'm not good at speaking. But God said, go and tell Pharaoh to let my people go. I will put my words in your mouth. In other words, it's good. I'm not calling you because you're capable. I'm calling you because you know that you need me. Jesus said this in his ministry. Healthy people don't need a doctor. I'm coming for those who know they need me. I want to use people who know that they need me. In other words, I'm calling people who embraces their reality. I need you to tell yourself this. You don't have to say this in the chat. You don't have to say this. Just say this to yourself. It's good that I realize that I am not good enough. It's good that I realize that I am not good enough. I am not good enough yet. It's been said that the difference in conversation between business owners and everybody else is simply the conversation. What do you mean? If you go into a room full of business owners, their conversation is not how bad everything is, how can we make money, or how can we make things better. How can we make things better? And so we must understand that when we look at John, the 15th chapter, it's more so a way of making things better. Embracing your reality, even from a business standpoint, is looking at how things are from every angle and finding a way how you can benefit how wrong everything is. In other words, every business owner that's lasting even now is able to navigate through the times, not because they want to make money. They realize as long as I'm answering or solving a problem, people are going to come and gravitate to me. Why? Because I'm answering a question that I'm already answering or solving a problem so freely. And so when it comes to the problems that I am solving and the convenience that I am providing, then and only then people will freely give or pay their money for something that solves a problem or provides a need in their lives. And so when it comes to purpose, purpose has nothing to do with you. Jesus himself knew this because everything that he provided, you know what I'm saying? He started off with no money. He started off with no staff. But as his ministry grew, money freely came into his ministry because he had an accountant, he had a lawyer, he had a doctor, he had people on his team that had special skills on his team. And so therefore, at the end, towards the end of his ministry, it was asked, are you guys going to pay a temple tax? And so therefore, it's like, how can you pay taxes on something you haven't even made money off of? And so in his ministry, he was making money. Money was being provided. And so God knew, if I simply focus on what's wrong, if I simply focus on the things that are wrong in my life, or if I can just embrace the things that offends me but has nothing to do with me. God, I hear you. Come here, David. David, we all know the story of David and Goliath. For the fight of Goliath had nothing to do with David, but he was simply going to take some lunch to his brothers when he saw and heard that what Goliath was saying. What Goliath was saying had nothing to do with David personally, but it ignited a fire within him that said, although this has nothing to do with me, I can tell this is my purpose because it offends me, but it has nothing to do with me personally. But it has everything to do with what I am passionate about. And so we must understand, when it comes to embracing your reality, we must conjure up the courage to be the first one. Because when you are the first one, that means you have no examples. That means you don't have the pedigree. You don't have the background that says, I am what God is calling me to be. And so a lot of times, for the many of us, we don't have a legacy to follow. We don't have the proper examples in our DNA that says, I'm going to be successful at this. A lot of us, we don't have the background. A lot of us, we don't have the parents as an example. A lot of us, we don't have the father or mother that's already been who God is calling us to be. But when it comes to embracing your reality, regardless of the examples I don't have, I still have a God that's calling me to be the great man or woman that God is calling me to be. And so the question is, do I have the skill set? No. Embracing your reality is, although I don't have the skill set yet, I'm going to do what's necessary to position myself and learn all I can so I can be all I can be. All right. And so do you have the courage to be first? Can you be a David and embrace the fact that I don't have the military experience to be a Goliath, but with God, I can take the experience that he gave me that caused me to kill a lion and caused me to kill a bear that was trying to come against what my responsibility was. If I can embrace the experiences that I developed in my past, although it has nothing to do with my present, although it has nothing to do with my future, it provided me enough experience to step through some doors that'll teach me all that I need to know for my future. You know what I'm saying? Come here, Abraham. Abraham said, I am not qualified. I am not qualified to do on my own what God is calling me to do. The promise that is attached on my life, I can't do this on my own. I'm too old. My time has passed. And so a lot of times we hold ourselves back by our reality instead of embracing the reality and believing, okay, God, although my reality says this, I embrace the fact that I can't do it by myself, but I'm going to do it with you and do it how you say it and do it because you say it. Because you said it, I'm going to do it because you said it. Come here, Peter. Peter was able to walk on water because he said, if it's really you, bid me to walk on this water. But he said, if he declared that I'm going to walk on water without getting the okay from God, a lot of times we tend to sink. We can be too arrogant and confident on our own without embracing the fact that, hey, I can't do this on my own. So God, if you tell me I can do this, I'm going to do it. And you'll be able to walk in places and in realities. Your reality will change. Why? Because you got the okay from God to do some things that God has called you to do. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but embracing your reality is embracing the shortcomings, embracing your past, embracing your failures, embracing the good things and the bad things. Shout out to Jada Pinkett Smith, who told her husband Will that that wrong is the way to right. He said the wrong decisions that you made, the wrong things that you did is simply the pathway to what's right. In other words, in order for you to be a great parent, in order for you to be a great husband, in order for you to be a great person, it's embracing the wrong decisions that you made that allows you to become the great person that you can become or that you are now. And in order for you to be the best version of yourself, in order for you to start a legacy and be the first to be the first person to do great things in your family, you have to be able to embrace your reality. Embrace your reality. Embrace it. Don't be afraid to be the first. Don't be afraid to be the first. God is saying, like, look, if you embrace, because you embrace, this is my last point. I'm about to get off of this. It said, because you embrace your shortcomings, embracing your reality provides the necessary place and space and platform for God to be and fill the void that's missing in your life. I'm going to say that again. You embracing your reality, meaning I'm embracing my shortcomings. I'm embracing what I can't do as well as what I can do. It gives God the platform to feel what's missing. He gives God the space and the opportunity to fill that empty space now full of grace. For he said to Peter, my grace is sufficient for you. For even in your weakness, my strength is made perfect. And so even in your weakest areas in your life, even in your most incapable points of your life, you must understand that God, embracing your reality, allows God to be who he is in your life and allows him to use you to a whole nother level. It allows him to take you to a whole nother level that you couldn't get to on your own. So it's good that don't be discouraged about where you fall short at. Don't be discouraged about where you fall short, but embrace the fact that, you know what? I am who I am in God because I embraced the fact that I am not enough on my own. All right. God bless you. Hopefully all this made sense to you. Embrace your reality. Again, guys, we're going to be going live for the next few weeks dealing with this particular series on Thursdays. Now, tune in to next week. We will take a brief detour because Wednesday and Thursday of next week at Bickmore Grove, we'll be streaming live via Zoom and I believe via Facebook on the Bickmore Grove Facebook page in the Zoom. I provide the Zoom information with you for you via Facebook and all of the platforms promoting our youth conference, our youth revival, and we will be dealing with the abused, okay? And we're about to dealing with abused people who've been abused, people who find themselves to be abusers. And the theme of our youth revivals this year is called "Victims Get No Victory." Victims get no victory. Okay, so we're going to transform ourselves from victims to victors, and we're going to tell you how to do that. So, in tuning in to the Big Miller Grove Missionary Baptist Church Facebook page, and if you want to log in via Zoom, we'll be available via Zoom as well. All that information will be given as soon as possible. Okay. God bless you. God keep you. Again, thank you for all your support. Again, for all of my content that you may not see on Facebook, it's all on YouTube. So especially all my latest stuff. Again, go to Elder Brad Ramsey on YouTube. Search for it. Hit a quick subscribe and get all the notifications. So anytime I upload or even may go live, you know what I'm saying, it'll be available to you. Okay, we're trying to do some great things. I have some news coming via the future. God bless you. God keep you. Again, I'll see you guys next week as we go live from our youth from Big Miller Grove for our youth revival. God bless you. God keep you. May heaven smile upon you. God bless. God bless y'all. Love you.